Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
Hi, hello, good morning. How are you? If you are new here, my name is Amy Prokopis. I write paranormal, romance, and romantasy, always with a little bit of spice. And I am currently in the middle of drafting my next book. From the title, I'm sure you can tell, I just revealed the title of the book, which is Taming the Beast. There will be 2 books in this series. It is a duology. I am currently drafting book 1. I'm a little tired today because I stayed up late. I had a late night writing session. I am 15,200 something-ish words into this project. I am very happy. I feel like yesterday, sitting down for my writing sprints in the morning, I really hit my stride with this book. So I feel like we're really starting to fly through it, and I'm super, super excited. So let's talk a little bit more about the process and what I am doing to meet my goals and achieve the success that I would like. The day starts with writing sprints. So I get to work, drop off my kiddo. I get to work usually by 7:45, 8 o'clock, and I don't have any clients that I see until 9. And so I'm using the time from 8 to 9 to do a quick writing sprint. And then it's to day job time or other job time, which is therapy. I am also a therapist. I am a licensed professional counselor candidate. So I'm not fully certified. I am finishing hours towards filing for full certification. And that's where I am. So at 9 o'clock, therapy stuff starts. So I've already done an hour of writing sprints at that point. If I have any cancellations and I am all caught up, which I normally am, then I use the hour chunk of time from that canceled appointment to also do writing sprints. So I'm doing that. Over lunch, I usually do marketing, and I'm still doing some of that batch creation while I'm eating my lunch, but I'm also doing some, I call it like a vibe check. I'm still doing some work, getting prepped, keeping in the mindset, sticking with the story, because if I have any extra cancellations or surprise time at the end of the day, it makes it a lot easier to return to the work if I have still kept it fresh in my head and know where I'm going. So I do that. I also do evening writing sprints most nights. This week, however, I have had a couple cancellations, and I've also been super, super productive with my morning writing sprints that I have not pushed myself to really implement the evening writing sprints because I am making really good progress during the daytime. However, I really wanted to work last night. Alex was working late. My husband had a rehearsal he had to get to because he's also a musician. So he had a rehearsal last night. So after I got my little guy in bed, I had a little bit of extra time and I got a really good writing chunk done. So I did work last night, and not gonna lie, I am kind of tired today. the goal for this part of the process is to finish drafting Taming the Beast, ideally by the end of the month. I would really, really like to be done by the new year with draft 1. I did the math on it to see approximately where I would need to be, because I think this book will be 85,000 words. And so I did the math on it. That's a lot of words I would need to write per day. And for the most part, I write every day, not every day. And a lot of times I do scene work. So maybe I'm not at my desk writing on the draft, but I make notes in my phone, which then become the words on the page. So complicated way to say that I do some kind of writing work every day. However, the likelihood of me writing 2,500 words every single day, which is what I think the math needed to be, is a lot. So I do have some thoughts. I sat down, I created a strategy for how I want to go about tackling drafting this book. And I thought I would share that with you guys because so far I've stuck to it and it has been really successful. And I'm feeling really good about having this book finished close to the new year, if not shortly after. So that is what we have done so far. I know it's not really a very good November wrap up because it bleeds into, it's really just this week. For the whole month of November, I started drafting this book November 10th. I'm sure you guys saw some footage from that. I started November 10th. It was a very slow start because of the holiday season. We were really busy. I thought I was gonna have extra time because I had time off from work the week of Thanksgiving. So did my family. That was the problem. When we're all off together, I don't like to use that time for anything else but family time. So November was a very slow crawl, which is why I don't have much of a November wrap up. I also did not fully sit down and develop my strategy until about Thanksgiving-ish time. So like a week ago, which I think was a problem. I normally have like a really loose strategy for tackling the different phases of the publishing process. I should have sat down sooner and planned a little bit more in depth for this one, just because of all of the events that occur between November and December with the holidays. So I should have been a lot more intentional. So lesson learned, be intentional. So this video is actually coming to you guys a little bit late. It should have come at the end of November, but like I said, that week was insane. And so it bled into the 1st of December. So I'm gonna give you kind of the recap as of today. It is December 4th. I'm gonna put my final word count as of this morning before my morning writing sprints up here. We are making really, really good progress. I am hoping to increase my progress now that I feel like I've hit my stride and I've really fell into the strategy. I've adjusted it and tweaked it as I've needed to, and I feel like I've got a really strong thing going now. For December, as I said earlier, the goal ideally is to finish writing this book by New Year's, so by the end of December. I'm going to continue with the strategy that I have set. Morning writing sprints, using any extra cancellation time as writing time, and then evening writing sprints. I am going to be nice to myself though and treat myself. And if I have had a really productive day, so if I've hit close to that 2,500 words for the day by the evening, I am not going to push myself to stay up late and continue writing because honestly, I think it's burning me out a little bit. I'm enjoying it. I'm dying to sit down and spend all the time I can writing this book. So believe me, I would gladly sit down in the evenings, every evening to write. However, it is exhausting me and I don't want to get sick because it is also that time of the year that if I don't take care of myself properly and I'm a little bit more on the tired side, then I may lose all productivity because I may get sick. So I'm not gonna push myself to do evening writing sprints, or at least not a really long one, if I have had a really productive daytime of writing. I also have planned, I didn't even tell you the other half of the strategy, that is really a weekday strategy, the 9 to 5 using cancellations. I am going to try to sneak in some short bursts on the weekends, but again, I'm not planning that out. I'm going to be more fluid about it because that is family time and I don't want to take that away from my schedule. So I am not focusing as much on weekend writing time. If anything, I am pushing myself to get more done during the weekdays, so I can justify taking those weekends completely off even more. So that has been motivating. It's a huge motivator for me to have a little bit of that time off and not have to worry about going in and sitting down and sacrificing time with friends and family. So that is the way I'm running that. Fridays, I don't do very much therapy work on Fridays. I have at least a half day, if not more right now. So the plan for Fridays is I'm calling them 5K Fridays. I am shooting for a minimum of 5,000 words on Fridays because I'm gonna have a whole lot of extra time. But I've never done this before. I usually let it happen organically, but I am going to sit down this week going into December and I am going to pick a couple days for myself to block out that I will use to do a 10K writing day. I also think it might be kind of fun to document the process. I've never done that and show that with you guys, or maybe do a live stream. I don't know if I'd be as productive with live streams. Live streams are hugely helpful. I do my Write With Me live stream on Patreon Sunday nights. That is the only weekend time that I am working for sure. And they're usually really productive. So I'll also have Sunday nights for writing time. I guess I should have budgeted that in. I'm not doing a very good job with this recap, clearly. But that is where we stand as far as progress on Taming the Beast right now. This book is a whole lot spicier. I also think it's a lot more violent. There's some violence that happens early in the book. But I think you'll really enjoy it. It's really fun. It's kind of working up to be very loosely Beauty and the Beast, which is fun. It was my favorite film and just my favorite story growing up. So I think if you like that, but you like kick-ass female main characters and kind of grumpy, morally gray male characters, because this vampire is a lot more morally gray than Angel from Curse of Wings and Darkness is. So I think you guys are really gonna love it. Definitely check Patreon down below. I do free writing updates every single Wednesday where I tell you a little bit of my progress, where I am with all of my upcoming works in progress for the year. So you get that when you join as a free member. But if you join for $5, then you'll get inside looks into this book and others as they come out, and early access to videos and other things. So it is very fun. Definitely check that out in the link below. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Leave any questions you may have down below. Thank you so much for watching, and read books, be kind. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Oh my God.